Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out Sterling-Lancaster Community TV. My name's Emmanuel, and I'm here with Joshua Altobelli, a local author. And today we're going to talk about his latest book, his newest book, your first book.
First book, yeah.
Zheph Skyre. So yes, tell us about this. What was your inspirations behind making this novel?
Well, Emmanuel, I started off in middle school just writing a typical essay or story for my class, and at the time it was just sort of inspired by this video game series that I had been playing at the time, and then from there...
Oh, which game?
It was Legend of Dragoon.
Oh!
It was on the PS1, yeah.
Oh,
Very old game, yeah. It's like,
yeah, very popular, fun game. I remember that.
yeah. It's like, I love playing that. That was before I found out about Final Fantasy VII, which is another JRPG, yeah. But from there was... I also wrote a sequel to that story, and then after that I just kept on imagining more for the series, and it just kept on evolving and evolving over the years, being inspired by all sorts of different genres, all sorts of different stories that I've read and seen, and also certain aspects of my own life, yeah.
What is the book about?
It's about this young inventor who lives in a city walled off from the rest of the world. They're stuck in the medieval time period, but he's inventing items that are steampunk based, and he's looked up at as an outsider. Like, he's an outcast, and the only friend that he has is the princess of the city. Her name is Vanessa. She's a princess that dresses like a gothic princess.
Okay. So is this like an alternate Earth, or is this a fantasy?
Yes, it's a fantasy story. It might have some sci-fi aspects to it, but mainly fantasy, yeah.
Okay. Who are the antagonists in this story?
So in this particular book, there's a dragon. It has some gold plates on it. It's called Kilmore. He comes into the city pretty much breaking through, stealing the princesses, and Zeph has to save his only friend, Vanessa. Zeph didn't believe in magic at all at first, and until this dragon comes in, kidnaps his only friend, yeah.
Okay, but and this is book one.
Yes.
So is this first book, is it a complete story?
It is somewhat of a complete... It's like it does end with a cliffhanger, yes. So there is some hints at more stories after this, but there is a conclusion to that particular story, yeah.
Okay. So what themes are you playing around with in your story?
Some of the themes that I'm playing around with in my story are feeling like an outsider, being an outcast. I grew up with autism myself. I know lots of people who are surprised to hear that when they meet me, but I do sometimes struggle socially, and I have often felt like an outcast growing up. So I wanted to relay that to people. Certain other aspects that I've also included in my book is depression. I have some loved ones that have been going through depression, and I wanted to convey that in a respectful way, and also to shed light on like that you can beat this.
So it sounds like besides the antagonist that you mentioned, that these characters are also struggling internally with issues of depression and social interaction. Does that sound right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. How long did it take you to write this?
Well, as I said, like I started this concept in middle school, so it's been well over 20 years.
Wow.
But like that's with the complete story, with the sequels to the book. I'm planning on 10 books in total, but who knows? It's like-
Hey, George Lucas planned Star Wars as a 10-part series originally, so you never know.
yeah.
Okay, so when do you see book 2 coming out?
Well, when I got around to actually writing this first book, that was about a 2-year process. I'm hoping that it will take a little bit shorter time because one of my editors was actually my mother, who was English major, so that definitely helped. But I'm hoping that I can get through writing this book in a shorter amount of writing the second book in a shorter amount of time and illustrating the images for that book as well. I mean, I not only wrote this book, I also illustrated the cover art and some of the illustrations on the inside.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that Asian art has had influence.
Oh, yes.
So would you say that's definitely you see elements of that in your work?
Yes, that the Japanese anime style has greatly influenced my work. Not only the storylines, but also the visual aspects have greatly influenced my work. But there have been some American inspirations as well.
Oh, okay. Who is your audience? Is this book for like young adults, teens, 18 and over? What's your audience for this novel?
Well, I would suggest that this would be more of the high school and above audience. There is some language in this book not suitable for the younger audience. It's not as bad as if you've ever read A Song of Fire and Ice series. Yeah, it's not nearly as with the language or any of the sexual scenes or even the violence. It's like I try not to make it too rough for anyone.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like the 18 to 25 crowd. Sounds like almost like the same crowd that will pick up manga.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So where can anyone pick up your work if they're looking for it?
Well, they can find it online. 3 different sites: Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and you can find it also on Etsy. On Etsy, I'll have it available autographed.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come over and sharing us about your book. Is there a website or anything that people can find before we sign off?
Yes. If you want to learn more about my book, you can go to my website, www.jdaltobelli, my last name on the book, ALTOBELLI.com.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you for everyone for watching, and stay tuned as we try to do more interviews with other local authors. Thank you very much, everyone.